today's video, we are checking out the Grand Hyatt in Kauai. One big favor before we dive in is to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you like content like this. Let's go. To get to Kauai, you're going to fly into Honolulu Airport and take a flight there to fly to the island. Southwest Airlines has a pretty big footprint here, and they do a lot of inter-island flights, so that's what we're taking to get to Kauai. Let's go. There is a Priority Pass lounge in Terminal 2, which is where we are for the Southwest Terminal. Basically, go downstairs to the cultural gardens and follow the signs there. The offerings are pretty weak, but it is a good escape if you want a place to sit, enjoy some AC, and beverages. You can't take outside food in there, and you also can't take drinks out, so it's just a nice place to unwind. I feel like I'm in the movie Moana where she has a pet rooster. There's like random roosters on the road here. All I'm missing is my little piglet friend. Oh wait. If you are going for a helicopter tour, this is where they are going to take off. We did opt for something a little different, so we are going on an AirVenture. Originally, it was supposed to be on one of the smaller planes, but that plane is due for maintenance, so they called us to reschedule. Long story short, instead of doing it tomorrow, we are doing it today. So just got off the Southwest flight, walking 5 minutes over with our baggage. It's a little cloudy, but it's going to be cloudy regardless if it's today or tomorrow. So might as well do the tour today, and I'm excited for it. What do you think, Sebastian?
Let's go.
After picking up the rental car, we are stopping for lunch. So we are at Fresh Express. It's a really famous poke spot by the airport. It's kind of like a hole in the wall, so there's nowhere to sit, which is why we are here eating in the car. How it works is you go in, there's basically a wide spread of different varieties of fish you can choose from. We got there around 2:30 p.m. and I can tell that the variety wasn't there anymore because we were so late, and once they sell out, they just close. So what was left, I guess, towards the end of afternoon, around 2 p.m., were the tuna, the taco, and then some other smoked fishes. How it works is you basically choose your base, so you can choose from white rice, brown rice, or sushi rice. There is an additional topping bar if you want some extras on top, so that is not free. It's $7.99 per pound. What I opted for is sushi rice as the base, and for my three, I got the shoyu tuna, the Maui tuna, and then the sliced taco, which is sliced octopus. Let's dive in and try it. That's really good poke. So the Maui onion, really fresh, nice and bouncy, not fishy at all. Everything is super fresh, tastes amazing. Sauce isn't overwhelming. I think if you are in the area, definitely stop by for a poke bowl before heading to your resort or wherever you're planning to do the rest of the day. All in cost, 2 poke bowls, a monster drink, since I am driving and I need some energy, is $38. And there is a small discount if you choose to pay with cash. The discount's only 3.75, and for expense tracking, it's a lot easier on my end. This is a dining multiplier, so yeah, paying by card. I'm going to finish up here, and we're going to head to the Grand Hyatt after. Catch up with you in a bit. Overall, solid poke bowl, and it's a good lunch spot, especially if you're hungry and getting off a flight. Welcome to the Grand Hyatt Kauai. Let's take a look at the room view. We booked a stay on Point, and it was originally a standard base room, and because we have globalist status, we got upgraded to the deluxe ocean view room. Otherwise, it would be a view of the parking lot. So this is a lot nicer. Standard suites are booked up, but those are on the ground floor and they don't have a view of the ocean. They did give us an option to book a premium suite for an upcharge of $350 per night, which is a bit much. It would still be an ocean view, just a larger room. We'll try to take a tour of that if it's available, but occupancy right now is at 98% since there are a few conferences at the property. The room itself is pretty big, so I don't mind not having a suite. If you want to enjoy the ocean view and a cup of coffee, there are some patio chairs here. Let's take a look inside. If you're here with a player 3, this is a pull-out sofa, so you can see the handle here.
Pull it out.
No, I'm not pulling it out. A nice surprise were these welcome snacks because we have globalist status, and these are local island snacks. So macadamia popcorn crunch, some taro chips, trail mix, Hawaiian Host chocolates, Aloha Max, and Moana Loa, so more macadamia nuts. A bottle of red wine. In addition, the front desk gave us 2 cold glasses and a bottle of champagne. Forgot to mention that everyone who stays here gets laid. Nice fresh flower lace. They smell nice. Sub got a different type for some reason, I'm not sure why. 2 queen beds here. And if you're interested in the resort and in-room dining, QR codes are here. The Grand Hyatt is pretty big. It covers 52 acres, and yeah, it's a lot to cover. So lots of swimming pools, a lot of resort activities, and we'll cover that later in the video. Pretty big TV here. They do provide refillable water bottles, and there are water stations throughout the property to use them.
Can you keep them or do you?
Yeah, you can keep them. Except no one wants your used water bottle. And then we have Sebastian's favorite station, the Nespresso pod station.
Is it free?
Yeah, this is free. And the bottom is a fridge. Step inside the bathroom, pretty big, large bathtub, or you can choose to use the overhead shower. And it's the communal amenities by Anara Spa. Oh, it's the in-house spa, free of sulfates and parabens. Toilet's over here. And if you flip around, there is a closet. We have a safe and some pretty comfy robes. Oh, what's this? Room occupied. Oh, I guess this is the do not disturb. Yes, as you can see, the very worn out room occupied. This being a standard sized room, it's actually pretty big. That means these suites are significantly larger. The room keys are really neat and convenient here. So it's kind of like a festival band where you have a little RFID card and the band put on your wrist. There are daily activities around the resort, but some of them you do have to book in advance. So for the more like arts and crafts version ones, you might have to book as soon as possible just because there are limited spots. Lots of dining options on property, and the 2 that were recommended to us were Tidepools and Stevenson's Library. So we'll probably check those 2 out. Here's a visual of what 50 acres looks like. Lobby is right here for number 3. Our room, I believe, is like, yeah, here-ish. Large pools here, and spa is here. With that said, it looks like we have a lot of ground to cover, so let's go check out the rest of the property. There are a few ways to book this resort. The first one is paying the retail price or going through a vacation package. The second way is with World of Hyatt points, which is what we did. So we earned flexible points for the World of Hyatt card and also the Chase Sapphire cards and transferred them out to World of Hyatt in order to redeem it for 35K points per night. If you're a time traveler, hopefully the price is still the same, but definitely double check the Hyatt website for the accurate points booking price. If you want to learn more about cards with flexible points or hotel cards, I'll leave a link down in the description box below. Using those links really helps the channel, so thank you in advance if you do decide to use them. If you are a globalist, you do get a handful of perks here. So apparently if you don't have status, in order to access the spa, you do have to pay, but we get complimentary access there. That's interesting.
How much is it?
So I think we should maximize our time at the spa. We also get complimentary valet parking on free night awards and waived resort fee on free night awards and eligible rates. If you do choose to book this property outside of free night certificates or points, then you are subject to pay the $55 per night resort fee. The fee covers a bunch of amenities that you should definitely take advantage of since you'll be paying it anyways. If you are not a guest here, it would cost $200 for a day pass. One of the best features of the Grand Hyatt Resort are the pools. There's a wide variety of pools here, and there's something for everyone. So there's an adults only section that's all the way up top. There's a lazy river, which Sebastian is going to float in, and there is a saltwater lagoon. Also, tons of jacuzzis. I believe there's 3 different jacuzzis, and then kids area, water slides, private adult jacuzzis, which is really cool. We walked along the beach and went through several resorts along the way, and the Grand Hyatt by far wins when it comes to variety of pools and also size of the pools. Although this property is a beachfront property, the waters here are hazardous. So there's always a red flag because it's very strong waters here. And unless you know what you're doing, you probably shouldn't get in. So I would say you should only get into water if you're a very experienced surfer or bodyboarder. And yeah, ocean swimming is for strong swimmers. So just be aware. And if you do decide to go near the water with your kids, keep an eye out because there is no lifeguard on duty. One nice thing about the beach on this property is that there's a lot of wildlife here. So you'll see little sections for where the sea turtles have laid their eggs, and when they hatch, they'll do the whole thing where they help them go out to sea. But there's one special guy here that likes to sunbathe on this beachfront specifically, and it's the monk seal. Let's go say hi to him. So right behind me, you'll see the Hawaiian monk seal that is taking an afternoon break. They do need to rest on the beach, so you see the signs behind me. Do not disturb, don't approach them. It's basically a border. He needs his space, otherwise someone's gonna yell at you. This property does have a Grand Club, which is a hotel executive lounge. There's free continental breakfast from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Let's jump to the breakfast scene. Alrighty, it's breakfast time and we are having it here at the Grand Club. There's two options for breakfast. If you have Wobble status or you've paid for club access, then complimentary breakfast is located in the club. And if you go to the main restaurant, then it will be extra. The club has a simple but pretty good spread. So right off the bat, you'll see a wide variety of fruits, smoked salmon, cheese, and some cold cuts. The specialty items do change depending on what day of the week it is. So since today is Wednesday, we have the chicken sausage and scrambled eggs. And then the daily offering is also miso soup, which is pretty good. Miso soup is also every day during the hors d'oeuvre hour as well. For drinks, you have the usual suspects. So coffee, tropical fruit juice, a variety of sodas. And if you want to make yourself a mimosa or have some morning alcohol, it is an honor system. So you do have to fill out this form, put your room number, and then they'll bill you accordingly. Overall, pretty solid continental breakfast offering. Snacks are served daily from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. It includes sodas and refreshments, some baked goods like brownies, cookies, and Maui chips. Cocktails and hors d'oeuvres are served daily from 5 to 7 p.m. And desserts are from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Dessert spread is usually a variety of 3 or 4 options. So on one night, there was pineapple cake, then there was like a coconut jelly, and then like ube cake, and it just changes depending on what's available. We are at Tidepools, which is one of the top-rated restaurants on the resort property. It's inspired by like tropical rooftop, and below there are koi fish ponds, which is really cool. For starters, we have the dinner rolls, which are infused with ube and brushed with butter. Pretty subtle. Appetizers are here, and they look pretty good. Right off the bat, we have the scallops that are crusted with coconut. These are pretty big, and when you cut into it, it's perfectly cooked. Really unique flavors, and I'm a fan. Next off, we have the crab cakes. One thing I really like about this one is that it's actually stuffed with crab and not that much filler. A lot of other places will put like breading and stuff just to fill it up, but there's actually a lot of crab here. I think the scallop is the more unique flavors, and crab cakes are good, but if you only had to pick one, probably go scallops. The mains are here and they look really good. First off, we have the ahi tuna steak, and I'm usually not a fan of ahi tuna just because they usually overcook it. So it was recommended that we got it rare on the inside, and let's see how it tastes. That's perfectly cooked and really flavorful. Surprisingly, one of the few ahi tuna steaks I actually approve of, and it tastes great. It's on a bed of mushroom risotto, and it really works well together. There was also a vegetable-wrapped pastry puff, which was really nice. This is a pretty good dish if you are a fan of ahi tuna steak. Next up is the Hawaiian catch dish. The Hawaiian catch varies based on the day on what they had for inventory. So today it is swordfish, and I think this is the best deal. So as of filming, as of visiting, this is only $65, but you get a lot. 4 ounces of the swordfish, a whole lobster tail, prawn Hokkaido scallops, and a nice assortment of veggies. Scallop is perfectly cooked. The prawn has really unique flavors, but it's just like a few seconds overcooked, but still acceptable. Lobster tail, perfectly tender, very well cooked. Nicely seasoned too, it's not too salty. The swordfish is nice and flaky, not overdone, perfectly cooked as well. And this is like the mashed ube. Okay, my top pick for entree, definitely the Hawaiian catch. Second would be ahi tuna. I feel like you can't go wrong with either one. I would definitely choose it based on what sides you want. So if you want the seafood sides and fixins, definitely get Hawaiian catch. Okay, I'm going to finish up here and catch up with you later. Puka Dog is famous for its unique take on the traditional hot dog infused with Hawaiian flavors. They offer a distinctive style of hot dog where the sausage is inserted into a puka, the Hawaiian word for whole, in the center of a freshly baked bun. The bun is toasted from the inside out, creating a warm, crispy interior while maintaining a soft exterior. Puka Dog has been featured in various travel and food shows, including the Food Network, which has significantly boosted its popularity. Anthony Bourdain has also highlighted Puka Dog and its unique approach to hot dogs. Alright, so how it works is, first off, you choose your dog. So if you want a Polish sausage or a veggie dog. Second step is to choose the garlic lemon secret sauce, mild, spicy, hot, or lava. Step 3 is to choose the tropical relish. So they have mango, pineapple, papaya, coconut, banana. Step 4 is to choose the type of mustard. I think it makes sense to try the special Hawaiian mustard because I can get traditional, regular ketchup and mustard anywhere I want. All right, decided to eat in the car instead of one of the picnic tables just because there's a lot of birds and this is bread and I didn't want to tempt any birds to try eating a hot dog. So here we are, eating in the car. There's not seating at all inside of Puka Dog, so you're gonna have to go eat somewhere else. So we ordered 5, one of each relish flavor, and got a lemonade because they were making it fresh, so might as well try it. So this is the half sugar version. Really good. All right, so first dog. Ooh, okay. So pineapple. This is a messy dog. What makes this really unique is that the breads don't use any preservatives, so they toast the Hawaiian sweet bun, and I'm really excited to try this out. So this is the pineapple one. The bun's really good. It kind of reminds me of a kolache bun. Polish dog is really nice and meaty. Would I wait an hour for this again? It's a unique dog. The bun is solid, but I'm not sure if I would stand out in the heat for an hour for it. However, if you are in Kauai and in the area, I definitely think it's worth trying if you're willing to wait.
What if it was after a long morning of surfing or snorkeling or swimming and you're now very hungry?
Okay, if I was really hungry, I think the deli doesn't have a line. So I would probably get a snack at the deli first. And then if you really wanted a Puka Dog, then you wait in line after filling your stomach with something at the deli. This one is the mango one. Ooh. The mango's pretty unique. I kind of like the pineapple more, just because it has like a nice tanginess to it. So the mango's like more subtle and sweet. Next up is banana. I've never had banana on a hot dog before, so it's interesting. This is what the banana one looks like. It's like a savory banana. That's interesting. So the banana mixes with the honey mustard, and I guess if banana is one of your favorite fruits, then get this one, but I would say it's a skip for me on a hot dog. Next up is coconut. I would choose the coconut over the banana. If you get the jalapeno mayo, it's not that spicy at all, so I would probably add that if you want a little kick to it. Finally, we have the papaya with the chili mayo. Yep, so you can see the chili mayo is a different color, and then orange stuff on top is the papaya relish. Ooh, okay, chili mayo has a kick to it. So if you don't like spicy foods, don't get the chili mayo. But if you like it, it's for you. Yeah, if you're a fan of papaya, you'll like this one. So ranking the dogs, I would say 5th on the list is banana, 4 is papaya, 3 is coconut, 2 is mango, number 1 is pineapple. My number 1 pick would be the Polish dog with the pineapple relish and the jalapeno mayo with the Hawaiian mustard. Kauai is known as a garden island, and there are tons of things to do here, especially if you love being outdoors. One thing to note is that renting a car is probably strongly recommended just because the island is so spread out. We thought about taking Ubers just to maybe save money, but then we realized the price to get from the airport to the Grand Hyatt was already $70, and back and forth and then going to a few beaches would exceed the price of a rental car. So if you are driving around, Kauai is famous for its beaches. You can snorkel, surf, bodyboard, or just relax. Another popular activity is hiking. So there are a ton of hiking trails and waterfalls throughout the island, so you can take a 1 to couple hour hike and probably see some. Another popular way to see Kauai is by air. We have 2 different options. The first is to take a helicopter, which is around $300 per person, and the second way is by a small plane, and that's around $150 per person. We opted for the smaller plane just because we wanted to go for the wider landscape view, and I feel like we wouldn't have missed much, and I'm not sure if a helicopter is worth twice the amount. I'll put some footage on screen so you can judge for yourself. Another popular activity on the island is to go see the Nepali coast by sea. There's a few different levels to this. So first one is you can go kayak around the island. The second is to take a Zodiac boat around the island. And the Zodiac boats are the inflatable ones, so they're a lot smaller than the ones we took. We went for the larger boat just because the water can get pretty choppy and you feel less of the bumps when you're on something bigger. Regardless if you choose the Zodiac or the catamaran, you'll see the same things. The main determining factor is how adventurous are you and how smooth of a ride do you want. During the boat ride, we saw a lot of sea creatures, so lots of really cute dolphins, some sea turtles, and a lot of scenic views from the state parks. There are a lot of waterfalls along the way, so if you were on a smaller boat, they actually take you underneath the waterfall, so you will get wet there. But for the catamaran, they kind of like go in slightly and then come right out. After seeing the Nepali coast, that's when the boat will turn around, head back to shore, and midway through, it'll stop for some snorkeling. Sebastian found a sea turtle along the way and decided to snorkel with him for a few minutes. Lunch was also included, which was a cheese sandwich with chips. Overall, I think our favorite activity was the boat tour since we got to see different animals and it was also a half-day excursion. Welcome to Kauai Coffee. This is Sebastian's special request because if you watch Ask Sebi or this channel, you'll know he has a small addiction to coffee. Starting off, we have the gift shop, but once you go through there, you have a coffee tasting area plus a cafe. And this is a self-guided tour area for the museum. And they say you can cover like 1 to a couple of hours, depending on how detailed you want to get. So museum, history of Kauai coffee, and then you can also explore the farmlands. Let's go check it out. So once you exit the museum, you just follow the path. It's estimated about 20 minutes, open from 9 to 5 p.m. And you can explore the beautiful landscape and explore everything that goes into a very loving cup of coffee. Let's go. Oh, yeah, these are like the green beans. Green coffee beans.
Take a bite.
No. Aren't they supposed to be really bitter, the green ones? I'm not going to be the one to find out. It takes 1 whole year for 1 tree to produce 1 pound of coffee beans, which means that Sebastian can probably clear a few rows of coffee trees by himself.
Do you think we go through 1 pound a day?
No, that's an absurd amount. I think you go through 1 pound like a week, maybe. He would need like at least half an acre of coffee trees for himself. So there's 5 different varieties of coffee grown on this farm. So Brazilian origin, Guatemalan, and Jamaican. From my understanding, the Blue Mountain is one of the top tier ones and it's one of the darker blends. One common coffee myth is that you're supposed to put coffee beans in a freezer to make it last longer. Apparently, you're gonna ruin it that way, so store it in a pantry. Otherwise, you'll end up like that guy, outside, unwanted. The state has over 4 million coffee trees grown on over 3,100 acres, which makes the Kauai Coffee Company Hawaii's largest coffee grower and thus the largest coffee grower in the US. Kauai Coffee Company is a true Hawaiian coffee estate. From growing the coffee to roasting and packaging, they employ sustainable, environmentally sound practices throughout every step of the process. The coffee estate is completely run on hydroelectricity derived from abundant rainfall, so it's very sustainable. And that's what that guy's doing right there. In order to harvest all of the coffee beans, they do use tech. So these machines right here, so they don't manually pick them. Next step is sorting and processing using all of these machines. The coffee cherries are basically put into a large thing of water. The ones that float are called the floaters, and those are overripe. So they separate those out and use them as fertilizer for the orchids. And the ones that sink to the bottom are transported via water to the production lines for further separation. Next up is the drying process and quality control. Once all the coffee beans are dried, they are graded and inspected by the State of Hawaii Department of Agriculture to certify their origin, grade, and cup qualities. One cool thing is that Kauai Coffee Company does participate in a lot of agricultural research. So it is part of the Hawaii Agriculture and Research Center and the College of Tropical Agriculture at the University of Hawaii. So there is a long partnership between them all. Overall, we really enjoyed our stay here, and I think we'd happily come back. We stayed a total of 3 nights. I think if this is your first time in Kauai, 3 nights is the perfect amount of time. So the first 2 days, take the time to do excursions if that's something you want to do. And I think if you were to do land and sea on the same day, you might get some extreme motion sickness. So definitely recommend separating those 2 out. We did pay for a GoPro rental, and I don't really recommend doing that unless the tour company is really experienced with GoPros and they have the latest GoPro model, especially with image stabilization. So I'll put on screen what the GoPro footage looks like, which was really disappointing. So definitely don't go for that option unless you really want it. The ironic part is that our phone captured better footage than the GoPro just by using a sticky and putting it on the window. If it's not your first time in Kauai and you just want to chill and relax on property, the Grand Hyatt is the perfect place to do that. There's so many options and different levels to the pools, and also lots of free activities that you can sign up for. There is also a house car that can take you within a 1-mile radius throughout the island, but we didn't have the opportunity to use that since we did rent a car, and there wasn't really a point since valet parking for us is free with Globalist. Alright, and that wraps up the video. If you made it this far in the video, leave a palm tree emoji in the comments below and I'll try to heart and respond. My question to you is, what are your thoughts on the Grand Hyatt, and is Hawaii on your list to visit? Let me and everyone else know down in the comments below. See you in the next one.